Hello and welcome. It's Maddie Bite Sized, or I guess Maddie Bites. Welcome. It's my second video of the channel. Today, it's been on my mind for a really long time, but I really wanted to do a Zelda Von Trova redesign from the comic The Acting Empress Still Spends the First Night. And the reason I wanted to do this is when you look at her character, you really get a sense of like, the artist had no idea what they wanted. Obviously, they're just drawing to draw, like they're just getting paid, so I tend not to be super like, the art is bad. But when you look at her character, she just sparks like nothing inside of me. I don't think that's ever happened to me before where I'm like, man, I hate her design so much. There's a specific image that I got for a reference where she has like this stupid fuck-ass bonnet, and I think that that's a really dumb idea. Hold on, when were bonnets invented? The mid-1800s. Okay, so like she's wearing this stupid fuck-ass bonnet, and I got really angry about it. She looks like Little Bo Peep. Oh, I hate this other image where like you can see her shoes and they just had like no 3D shoes, so they just gave her boots. And I'm like, listen, if you're gonna go to all that trouble of giving her a bonnet, give her shoes. Don't just schlock on these 3D asset boots. Okay, so I got really angry about her design, and I figured I should change it and stop complaining. So I essentially put a mood board together of what we've seen of Zelda Von Trova, and she's supposed to be like a wyvern goddess. Do you see this and think, oh yes, she is a dragon lady, and like her boobs talk to her, and it's just so stupid. I get really angry when like there's no creativity in like stories and comics like this. So I got pictures of her, right? We're gonna redesign her. There's this stupid dragon. Okay, I'm just like, I get like really heated. So there's this stupid dragon, and it's like, oh, she touched it and it hatched, and like it's going to look like this, but right now it looks like this. And I think it looks super ugly, and I have no idea how this then transforms into this. You know what? It needs a redesign. Okay. So essentially what I did is I got a map of where Zelda Von Trova lives, and she lives like probably like right around here. And then this big black thing is like a cavern. It like split the land in two. I'm not 100% sure if it's like a river or like some type of channel, but the land is split in two, okay? From what we've been shown, it's a very like picturesque countryside she lives in. There's a lot of like mountains, there's still a lot of trees, but it is kind of rocky. And so maybe I might be wrong, and maybe you guys thought of something else, but I kind of thought of like Pakistan's natural landscape, and I kind of thought that it would be better if it took place in like a Pakistan type of region. And I know nothing about Pakistan, okay? I'm stupid, whatever. But I know that they have really beautiful landscaping, and I kind of wanted to see an aspect of that brought into the comic. So I got some Pakistan traditional clothing, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because I'm more than willing to redraw Zelda with like the proper types of clothing, but I got some traditional clothing, and I kind of based her off of this individual image. And then I got like a part of Pakistan. I went to Google Maps, and I got like an image that was somewhat similar, and I'm really excited to show you guys what I came up with. And then also in Pakistan, there is a type of dragon. I learned about Pakistani dragons for this video. They're called Azdahas, Izdahaya, and Asdars. And Google basically told me it's a mythical creature in Iranian mythology, and it's roughly equivalent to the dragon. There weren't actually that many images I could find, so I just kind of took the one where I could see the full body, and I used that as a reference. I really wish there were more dragons, but like the Google image only shows me like 4 different images, and I'm kind of sad about that. So that is my little mood board on the side, and I started drawing her, and I didn't want to, I went a little nuts, okay? I went a lot nuts, if I'm being quite frank. And so essentially I changed a lot of her facial features. I made her face more long. I made her cheeks a little bit more round just because I thought that would look nice. I didn't go super into her body shape, but I think she would be, for lack of a better word, more durable. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But like, I don't think she would be like this skinny mini with like king size boobs. I think she would be a little bit larger if she's on like her hands and knees working as a bath maid. So I kind of wish I had done like a full body image, but I ended up not doing that. So I started by just like, I gave her like really long hair that's straight, and I tried to make her, because again, the comic is building up to like, oh, she's a wyvern goddess, she's a wyvern goddess, and like I wanted her to be like somewhat ethereal, and she doesn't really strike me as ethereal in the comic. She just strikes me as like a boring ass protagonist. So personally, I really like drawing unique noses. I like giving a unique face shape, and like I think that really helps with like a somewhat, not like otherworldly look, but it's not the normal like tiny button nose, tiny pink plump lips that Ryanelle's gonna kiss. And yeah, I went with that. And then I gave her darker skin because why is Webtoon so allergic to melanin? I think melanin is cool and very pretty, so I made her skin a lot darker. In my defense, it's not hard to make a Webtoon protagonist skin darker because it literally is just the color white. It's just white, and fight me on it, okay? Then to kind of get into the clothing, I tried really, really hard to give her as many decadent beads and detailing as I possibly could think of. But if you look in the original picture, it's a lot of like linen-y. It's very detailed and decadent. It's really pretty. And so I kind of, looking at it now, I really do wish I'd given her veil some like lace detailing. I ended up not doing that though. When you look at Zelda von Trova, like she looks like a decadent cake, but like there's no purpose to her character. Like she just has long blonde hair for long blonde hair's sake, and she just has a skinny mini body for a skinny mini body. So, you know, like there's no purpose to how she's designed. She doesn't stick out as like how she's supposed to. I don't know. It really bothers me. Like I added like all of like the beading to her, and then I don't know how to draw creatures. This is the best I could come up with for the dragon. I think it looks nice, and it's like somewhat similar to the image, but I think I could do better. It's also not a wyvern. It's not a wyvern because it has its 2 front legs and it's missing its wings. But that being said, neither is her dragon. Her dragon is a dragon, not a wyvern, okay? And mine, if we're going off of landscaping and like cultural things, that I'm going to give her a cultural landscaped dragon that matches the aesthetic, okay? I spent so much time on the scales of this dragon, it's kind of nuts. And then by the end, when I started like coloring her, she has this eye scar in the original comic, and it's kind of weird. I understand what they're going for, where it's like she's burned, she's ugly, everyone hates her, but like it's genuinely not that big of an issue. Everyone in the comic is like, ew, I hate her, she's so ugly because of her scar, and I'm like, I guarantee you no one's looking at the scar, like shut up. And so, but it's only on one of her eyes. It just feels odd to me. Like there's, again, it just like there's no purpose behind any of like the character design choices they did for her. I gave her, because she's wyvern goddess, wyverns have horns, I gave her burns on her forehead where like a horns could be if she was a dragon, and then from the horns her hair is pink, and I'm like, that's like, I feel like that's the only like over designed thing where I'm like, okay, like that wouldn't naturally occur, but I like, it looks nice. It doesn't feel like main character syndrome. It just feels like a thing that happens that like goes with her character. I did end up keeping her blonde hair because I didn't want to like not have her look like Zelda. I think the blonde hair actually ends up working for the design. I think it's a really nice like contrast to like her eyes and like just everything. It did turn out really nicely. And then I just went in with like all of like the shading, the beading, the light, and I think it turned out really nicely. It's very decadent, right? But I feel like there is a purpose to the decadence rather than just she looks like a slice of cake. How pretty. And like I'm just so over it. And I feel like she has a lot more purpose. Like, why does your character look like this? Does it fit in the story? And like maybe I'm going too hard into it and I'm reading too far into things, but I do think she looks a lot better here. I don't know. I am open to your critiques and I am open to any like suggestions you might have. Maybe I didn't get the traditional clothing right. Maybe I didn't get the dragon right. I think this personally reads a lot better than this. But I'd be interested to see like how you would redesign her, what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching. I love ya. Mwah.